So right here, this is the example of my request quote page. Basically, what we have there is we have the inputs for the first name, the email address, the phone number, the location, and the type of service that is needed, whether it's a dumpster rental service or a removal service. And in that quote, the customer would state whatever they need removed, and they can actually add in pictures or even send us pictures to our cell phone number. And basically all this information here, and let me show you where it gets sent. So basically the way it would look if someone would input their information in here, instantly as soon as they click send a request, I'm going to show you as well what happens when you click send request. You got to make sure your website has this feature. This is what it comes to my email. My phone is currently on 1%. Gotta get that charged. But I get a name, a phone number, email address, the town, the service needed, and their message. And that is this form submitted at stellarbids.com/contact, which that is currently the page right there. You see, I get that message instantly. So let me go ahead and show you guys what happens when we click the send request page. You can see there we inputted some random information. Alright, email, we click send request. I don't know if you guys heard that. The email went to my phone, and right here, as you guys can see, thank you for requesting your free estimate. And right there, that page right there is called a conversion page. I don't know if anyone was watching me earlier on where I was doing a couple of video series. I had a little trouble with the conversion page. So with the conversion page, it is a page where people, let's say from Google Ads, someone clicks on your ad from Google Ads, you got to be able to track the amount of people that's been clicking submit or request a form. So as soon as, let's say, someone from Google Ads, there's a special input code you put on the page here, and a code that you take and put it on your main page. And after that, you take the code from the Google Ads, and it's the conversion tracking ID. I don't know what it was called. I forgot. I think it was a conversion code, tracking code. And it takes to the site, which you are looking at right here. It's the thank you page of my website. And it just has thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to speak immediately. Call the phone number below. And go ahead and ring me a call so, they can make sure I get onto their quote ASAP. So when I get, basically this information, this page tracks. Every time someone goes to this site, it tracks. It tracks who, not who clicked, but how many people have clicked on it, and see if your ad revenues have been working or not. This is why it's super important to make sure you have a thank you page. I've learned that for conversion tracking reasons, and just making sure that you're on top of your game, because if you plan on expanding this business into something big, you gotta have this. This is like a priority. Okay, so that's pretty much how I take quotes online, and I'll be showing you guys how I take my invoices. So the way I take my invoices, and I prefer this, it's like the better way for me, because I took a look at QuickBooks and some other invoice operations, and to be honest, QuickBooks was just another thing you gotta learn, and you necessarily don't need to have QuickBooks. You could do it all the old-fashioned way. It's okay not to have the things on the computer. You could easily just take a picture of it and turn it into a PDF. It's not that big of a deal. So I always just wanted to go old-fashioned way, sales book style. And basically right here, I bought this on this website. Let me just show you after this. This is the customization I got on this invoice. Let's let it load. It's Stellar Bins Dumpster Rental Services. And yeah, that has my name, email, and it's just down here. You take whatever the customer has written, you type or you don't type. You write their name in, your address, the date, the phone number, so you can have it organized by chronological order. And basically you write the input. So let's say 15-yard dumpster. You just write right here, right there, you want to write 15-yard dumpster. Right there in the description, and the amount, say it's for 3 days, so $300. And total $300, and yeah, that's everything. Pretty much you just write it on here, one for you and one for the customer, bam. Let me go ahead and show you the same exact one on the website right now. Okay, so we go over to this website called Print Ease. I will have everything linked down in the description that I show here. Right here is just a carbonless sales paper or sales book. I bought, I think it was the 2-part. Yeah, I bought the 2-part, and I just got the 250, the lowest amount, and it came with literally like 4 books. So 4 of these books I have, so they're gonna last you a while. And for like this year, that's it. You don't gotta pay no yearly fees or anything. You know, you just have all the stuff you need. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to talk about is how I get online signatures. I got that question before because I remember in the past video where I showed where I was sending a dumpster rental agreement over the computer. I basically do all my writings or sending out for like dumpster rental agreements. Let me show you an example of one. This one has someone's name on it. I don't want to show their names. So basically right here, this is my dumpster rental agreement. Now what I usually have happen, let me see. So this is the dumpster rental agreement form right here. What I usually have happen with this is that I usually have the customer either in person, or I could send this paper electronically via like a PDF file. So I send this in a PDF, they open up in their email, and then they click right there to sign their name. So they sign it with just a click, 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 and it's signed. So instead of me going out to have, okay, getting in the way there. So basically, this information right here, I could just get it instantly online over the phone without having to go take this to the customer physically. And the way I do that is by using a application called DocuSign. So for DocuSign, it is a online payment. It's basically an online. So what DocuSign is, it's electronic signature, and it's for electronic agreements and all that sorts of things. Basically, you can send signatures all over the internet and get your thing signed instantly. And the way I paid about $240 for the year. So for 1 year, I can send as many documents online, and they have it all saved up. So I have every document ready to click, boom, send to customer, boom, send to customer. I have that for about, I have it 1 year. I paid the annual plan, and I paid $240. And I mean, I've been using it every single time. You know, when I'm on the phone with a customer, all right, you know, and they'll be ready to take a payment so quickly, but you know, they gotta hold your horses. We've got to not call, but yeah, because sometimes when I'm with a customer, they'll call me real quick, and you know, they'll be like, all right, I need a dumpster, all right, how do you want your payment? And before payments and all that, I always make sure they sign the agreement. Make sure they look over and sign initial on each and every point. So at any point right there, they understand the fees that would come, whether or not if they go surpass the tonnage, if they want an extra day, the amount they're paying, the day of pickup and the day of drop off. All that stuff is really all specified on the dumpster rental agreement. And on there, I have them sign it first. So I tell them actually what I do is I would ask them for their email, and I would send that over through email. So that's usually one way to get the customer's email, to have them on an email form. That's a good idea. I have not had an email form yet, but looking to soon to do those. But yeah, DocuSign. Make sure you guys use DocuSign to get your dumpster rental agreement contract signed. Next up, how to take card payments. You guys want to learn how to take card payments? Let me show you. First thing is, you ever heard of Square? Now, Square does have a little bit of feeage, but if I go ahead and So the way I send my invoices personally is I usually send them through Square. Square is this application right here. If you look it up somewhere, I believe there's somewhere on this website where you can actually order one of those Square pieces for free. So basically they'll send one out to you for you to use Square. They do have a 2.6% fee for every swipe and a 3.2% every time you manually input it. And when you manually input it, that's when you're sending the customer out the invoice. Say, customer right here, they're talking on the phone to me that, oh, I need a dumpster rental, send over the payment, I have card ready to pay. So what I would do over here, boop, 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 right on Square the amount that I'm charging, and then that would get sent to her phone. She pays with her card, and then as soon as she's done paying, I would get back the payment. And with Square, I am not paying any fees, except the fees, to like that serve the tax, the 2.6% or the 3.3% plus 30 cents. So that's what I'm paying every time I use Square. But this is a great way and a great, fast, reliable way to take online payments. I haven't found anything that would any lesser fees online. I haven't found any yet, but if anyone knows about any, please let me know. I'd love to learn about that. Alright, and the second thing is how to send reviews out to the customers after every job. So basically the way I do this is, so right there, this is what I have on my review. Basically it is just my Yelp and Facebook, but I do not use the Yelp. I only use the Google My Business because you always want to use Google My Business. Google My Business is the #1 place where you want to get your reviews from. So always don't forget. Look at this. Look at this. She is biting. Ow. What is the matter with you? Oh my. Always get Google reviews. That's like the most prioritizing thing. Through always, like, anytime you're done with a service, you always want to ask one for good customers. I've had few good customers and few like customers that are like, maybe I don't want to write me a review or maybe not. But it's always good to send it out to everyone that you have good interaction with. Second thing is how do I manage a website? How would you as a business owner manage your website? Basically, let me go ahead and show you. First off, when you say how to manage a website, you have to have a website already there. So how do you start? What's the beginning steps to getting your website started? It's quick and easy. Basically, you go to Google Domains, which is where I do all my domains, and from Google Domains, you go on here and you basically pay $11 a year for a www.com. Any .com you think of, but the name cannot be taken. So I chose Stellar Bins. That's my stellarbins.com. That's the name of the company, so I chose the simple way of just having stellarbins.com. I could have been Stellar Bins Dumpster Rental and Junk Removal, but Stellar Bins is just this plain old name itself. And that costs you around $11 a year. And for you to have your domain, you must have a hosting server. There are multiple hosting servers, but I just went with the best is Bluehost. Bluehost, I've had the best experience with hosting, and I've had experience with this long time with hosting sites, and this is by far the best one. Now for this, I believe I pay around, I think, $200, or it's a few $100 a year on the website hosting. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at that, but I choose Bluehost. I pay $100 a year. No, I think, because I did pay around $240. I think it was for like a 3-year or 2-year plan. I'm not too sure, but I paid upfront for the website for a few years, so I won't have to worry about that. And yeah, that's how I manage my website. You'll go into here and basically it'll have all the pages and websites you manage. Now this is where I'm going to go into detail about what if you cannot, what if you're not tech savvy? What if you do not know how to do any of this? What is the most affordable way for you to have your website all set up and running the way you want it. Like, let's say you know a little bit, but you don't want it completely under control. My favorite way is to go on Fiverr. Fiverr right here, you could look up everything and anything. On Fiverr, you can look up website designer, graphic designer, website content. I myself am personally having website content. So let's say the website you see on a, like, let's do example. So basically this is all content. All these is content. All this right here is content. This is content. All the words are content. So basically I'm having someone write all the words for me. I'm paid them, and it's very reasonable. The prices on here are very reasonable. You might think you're spending over $1,000 to just have a website, and you're probably going to spend $1,000. No, I can tell you that I've spent no more than $300 making my site. I have, for everything that I've done, I've hired multiple people to do different contents, not in different contents. I only had one content, and I have another person who is like the developer and making all the sequences to your liking. These people will, and I tell you, they will. If you find a good one, a good reviewed guy, I usually go level 2 sellers. Level 2 sellers are phenomenal. Like it may seem like, oh, you want the pro Fiverr, you want to spend $500 when you don't have to. There are level 2 guys that would do the same thing, those higher up guys with the payments, for way cheaper. And you always go for those guys. And if they do a good job, make sure you tip them, because they're doing it for good. They're doing good jobs for like cheap. I'm telling you, that's the secret right there. Some of these guys that $5 graphics, $10 content per words, and you can find out what you get from there. But you could also go ahead and spend $1,000 on a whole marketing team and a whole developer, and probably get a little bit better, even better results. But for what I'm doing is I'm not going to spend what I don't have to spend. If I'm finding like the most affordable way to do this and to have it set up professionally as possible. So that's what I'm doing right now. Also did some graphics that will be coming out on my social media and Facebook, or Instagram and Facebook. That's the only socials we have. And yeah, I got the graphics from Fiverr, and I paid $50, and it was a pack. It came with a whole pack for my icons, for like different types of animated graphics. You guys are gonna love it. Trust me. Once you see it on the gram, I'm telling you. And the last thing is SEO and ad management. Basically, here on SEO, you could look up SEO. Some of these people will boost your thing up higher, and I usually make sure I go for the guys that have, over around 150 reviews. You want to make sure you're choosing a legit person, but you could definitely, like, $90 ultra SEO contextual backlinks. It's like a lot of different things you could do, and all this stuff will help you rank #1 on Google. You do not have to have one specific service. You do not have to have one specific company to do this. It is literally, it's a way that it's just a process. It's not like a system. It's a process that you have to endure and get your business through. It's not something you have to stay in repeatedly. It's going to happen organically, but you want to boost it. You go on Fiverr, you hire who you need, you hire what you need, and boom. Let me also show you guys how to make your website faster. We currently go here and we go, say, to 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We go here and we go on their GT metrics. We test out the GT metrics. What GT metrics is, it is a web optimization reader, I think, or it's like, it tests the speed of your site. So here is the score that 1-800's website got. You want to always make sure you're held to the standard of College Hunks, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, those top removal companies. You always want to make sure you're on their standards. You want to make sure you have a grade A performance website, okay? And the way to do that, you go on Fiverr and you hire a SEO, or not SEO, you hire a web optimization guru. Let me go ahead and find one for you. For sure, let me show you this. Our website is getting there, and look. You can see I'm clearly lacking in this sector. Now, let me tell you guys that it's shown better, but since I'm still adding more content to the site has yet to be completed. The site, so I got a grade E on for my website. My site has yet to be completed, and we're adding pages every single day. We're adding new content. I'm fixing and switching things out. When the time is ready, let me tell you guys what I do. So let's say, oh, my site is not held to the standard of, you know, the professional 1-800 college hunks. You know, those guys have hundreds, 99s. You know, look at their speed for just 88 milliseconds. Mine took 3.1 seconds. My site is lacking. So for that, what we are going to do is we're going to make sure we hire someone, and that someone is going to come from Fiverr. Obviously, that's what I use to hire people, anyone that can help us with the site. What do you want to do? You want to get website speed optimization. I'm on Fiverr right now, and I just looked up website speed optimization. That's what we need. So any of these guys, they will increase your web page speed. Okay, I will be doing this in the future. I'm just not doing it now because it's a waste of money if I do it right now, and you know, I'm adding a bunch of content that's going to make my site slower. I gotta wait till everything is set in before I do the optimization. So my take from this is, make sure you do your research on where to get your things. All this stuff is free. Everything you find on the websites, on YouTube, you know, people are like, oh look, you know, backlinks and ads and everything you have questions about, it's all free on YouTube. You could find it. You don't have to pay for any courses of advertising or nothing. None of that. That is all BS. You find all that stuff for free. You just got to make sure you look it right. What I'm telling you guys is, you know, you could easily go on YouTube. And let me go ahead and show you what I mean. You go on YouTube, type in junk removal, say Google Ads. Alright, look at this. These videos right here have tons of information, and the one I recommend everyone to watch is this one. I watched this whole thing. I did this step by step, and that's how I set up all my Google Ads. This guy, he was talking about some real things, you know, backlinks, talking about how to make your ads stand out. He was giving you an example of a bunch of keywords and negative keywords. Those things took forever, but you know, I got it all done. And yeah, this video right here, I definitely highly recommend you guys take a look at this if you guys want to learn more about Google Ads. But yeah, that's about it on the video. Thank you guys so much again for 30 subscribers. Let's see if we can hit 50. Make sure you turn on that ring notification, and I'll catch y'all at the next one.